All right, what up, yo? It is Murda here. We are casting another NGS Week 6 matchup. This is Division B West. It's Roll1 Esports tonight versus Game Freaks. And joining me, as always, is my main man, So Lucky. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, dude. Pretty good.
All right, give him a 3, 2, 1. Starting the game. So map number 1, let me update the overlay, is going to be Battlefield of Eternity.
Good old BOE.
Sorry, hard to push to talk and do that. That was my push to talk button was going crazy. But here we are in the draft, and Roll1 Esports is going to have the first ban of the game. It looks like they're going to right away hover that Hanzo, who is just insane on this map. With his scatter arrow build, he's able to rip through those immortals with speed and ease. Lucky, I know you've played with a Hanzo on your team. How beneficial is that hero in this map?
Hanzo is BS broken for Immortal.
BS broken, yeah.
He is BS broken. Yeah, he's just the fastest burner in the game, even with the nerfs coming down to his cooldown reduction on Scattered Arrow. He's still the best burner in the game, and he's just overall a good hero. Good champion.
So both Shimadas banned away swiftly, and with only 1 second removed from the clock, Roll1 Esports snapping in Malfurion, and almost just as quick on the other side, we have Game Freaks locking in Lucio and Greymane.
Pretty interesting first pick, Malfurion. I didn't know he's first pick material, but I guess Roll1 is gonna roll with it and see how they do. They go with the Malthael for their first pick of the second phase, and we're gonna wait for their second pick of the second phase. We'll see what they pair with the Malfurion and the Malthael.
Yeah, that is my favorite Christmas skin of his. The black and red looks super badass. Really like it. Malthael, one of my most played heroes as well. Outstanding in the solo lane, also very good up against these immortals. With his trait, he's able to do consistent damage. He can even do it safely with his Death Shroud. So a wonderful pick in Malthael, and especially in this double bruiser / tank meta right now. He'll get plenty of value. And there we see Roll1 Esports picking up the Lunara, so some spread damage here, Lucky.
Yeah, they're both they're both damage over time to the immortals, so they both do fairly well. So they have pretty good immortal burn. Greymane probably has the best raw damage, but it'll be interesting to see if the combination of Malthael and Lunara's damage over time abilities will outrace the solo Greymane race.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Greymane is probably the best right now, especially with Hanzo removed. The Malthael is, in my opinion, a close number 2 in this meta, and Lunara might even be that number 3. So 2 great picks in Malthael and Lunara to counter against that Greymane. What's up, Kitty? How you doing?
The kitty is, yeah, she's saying hello. She said it's time to be crazy.
I got to talk to these teams before the match tonight in the coin toss lobby, and I told them, hey, nothing's on the line here tonight. Let's have some fun. Bring out the fun stuff. So I'm really hoping we get to see some really cool picks. Maybe we'll see a Gazlo for the lulz or a Probia, something fun. But I know both these teams, they're quality teams. They want to go in to the off season with a victory, so I wouldn't expect anything but their hardest efforts here tonight, Lucky.
Okay, so this is their last game, so it looks like everything is, going to be kind of stress-free and, obviously still trying hard, but it won't be crazy stressful matches like, some of the games in the season are.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so currently we saw the Anubrak and the ETC get banned away, so that's 2 tanks, and just to mention, neither team has a tank to this point in the draft. So first to action is going to be Game Freaks. They're going to have the first opportunity here after the second ban phase to pick up one of the tanks that are left. There's only really a few that are in the meta right now. I wouldn't mind seeing a Blaze. He's been played a lot. I think he's wonderful as a solo tank. gives you flexibility as well. And then the other one, in my opinion, would be the Muradin. So we'll see if either of those is going to drop down. Instead, it is Li Ming, who is another one of those great heroes to have on your team for the Immortal Burn, and the Johanna to help blind that Lunara. So great picks. I really like Johanna. She is my #1 played hero, Lucky.
And it's funny because these are all try-hard picks for this map. So even though this may not be the try-hard game, it's shaping out. The draft is shaping out pretty try-hard. Ooh, and we have the Garrosh Tracer.
I love seeing the Garrosh, and especially want to highlight that Tracer pick. Just going to be a lot of fun. I like what she can do up against the squishy backline of Li Ming and Lucio. If she can get back there and give them that harass, it's going to be a lot of fun seeing those pulse bombs comes out.
Oh, Tracer is a great pick. Tracer is a great pick against Li Ming and Lucio specifically. Also, Tracer's single target DPS really isn't that bad at all. So Tracer, I wouldn't say she's the best burn, but she's good. Additional single target damage to put on the Immortal. And
Yeah.
she will be hopefully. She'll be having a big impact because, in my opinion, Tracer is a very big counter to Lucio. She does a lot of single target focus damage, and that pulse bomb, if she baits out the Lucio ulti with the pulse bomb, even if they don't get the kill, that is a win within itself, because you can bait out that sound barrier, you get someone low, you dive on the Li Ming, you throw your melee and your pulse bomb, and guess what? Lucio has to use the sound barrier just to save that Li Ming.
And the other thing I want to mention about this Tracer, it's being paired with Malfurion, which is this new synergy that's been figured out with Malfurion's rework, where he puts the hot on you, and then all he has to do is Moonfire, and Tracer, no matter where she is, if she has that hot, she's going to be getting a little bit of healing her way. So a mobile hero like Tracer needs that sort of heal to keep her up, because she's not going to be with her team a lot of the time. And then let's not forget to mention there was an Arthas picked up at the end of that draft. So up against a Malthael, no fear, it's going to be a Johanna and an Arthas.
Very interesting pick. The Arthas, I mean, I'm not going to say I like it. It kind of works in the favor of Roll1. But I mean, I guess maybe they think that they're going to kind of slow down the Malthael, but you kind of play into the Malthael. And you're also playing into the Garrosh, which is a little rough too, but we're going to see how this pans out for them.
Yep. So heading into this game, let's hope it loads. There it goes. It's going now. Waiting on the Arthas, it looks like. Zombie Chris with the zombie computer, and he's loaded in. So let me introduce the team on the left-hand side. It is Roll1 Esports playing the Garrosh tonight. It's going to be Zad on the Tracer. It's MJ Doom playing that Malfurion. It's going to be Toffs. Waneba on Lunara. And in the solo top lane on the Malthael, it's Big Beard.
On the right-hand side, our red team, we have the Game Freaks with Big Wiz on Johanna. We have Sichel on the Lucio, Fabrez playing the Greymane, Mayog on the Li Ming. In our solo lane, we got Zombie Chris on the Arthas. Give me one. This cat is a little too vocal. We gotta put her in the other room.
So bot lane right now, let's check out these talents. We have Accelerando coming out from Lucio, so he's gonna be looking to wall ride a bit. From the Arthas, we do see Eternal Hunger, so looking for the Frostmourne trait build. I really like that on this map especially. It's going to be great. And another one to highlight is the Malthael picking up on a Pale Horse, so he's going to be looking for quick rotations, going to be all over this map. And hopefully for him, it's going to mean a rotation down to the bot side to help finish off some of these kills on the likes of Johanna, as that Arthas is in the top lane against him right now. And let's look at this top lane for a second as the wave was cleared in the bot, and it looks like it's about even. Heading back to the bottom though, it's Zad leading an initiation onto Greymane, not able to get any sort of action for his team to follow up, and it's going to be more safe clear. Just working towards those levels and hoping that eventually he'll be able to land one of these combos on that Garrosh. Looks like Lucky is still dealing with the cat, so I will continue here. So Looking forward in this game, what you want to watch really is, in my opinion, the Tracer and the Malthael. The Lunara, she's going to have steady damage the whole time. What's going to happen, what you're going to be looking for is having this Tracer come in, get a Pulse Bomb on a low health target, and really set up the team for success. It's all going to depend on how much safe poke the Lunara can get, and maybe later on in the game when the solo lane develops into a 5-man fight, having the Malthael drop a Tormented Souls or just get trait value, lowering them even further. The Lucio, he's going to have a lot of trouble maintaining health on his entire team with all of this steady damage coming out from Lunara and Malthael.
All right, but I am back. Fix the kitty situation. The loud cat.
Meow.
Meow. So lots of action going on in the bottom lane, at least. Get to check out what's going on in the top lane, but it looks like a little trading back and forth between both teams. Cocktails and Tracer harass, and Lunara harass. And
Let's check out this Lunara right now, because she's coming through her fort in the top lane behind Malthael. I don't think this is enough to pressure the Arthas off, as he's already by as well, but it will give them time to move up to this top Khazra camp, get it out before the Immortal spawns, and show up in time to get some action going on that Immortal in the mid.
So yeah, it looks like Roll1 is committing to the Siege camp top, and on the opposite side, Game Freaks are taking their Bruiser camp right before this Immortal. So we'll see which camp pushes harder, gets more value.
The Bruiser camp should do work, especially with Arthas clearing out at least one of those Khazras right now. They are definitely going to have that top lane secured, but in the top lane is also this Immortal for Roll1 Esports. They're already getting it down to about 75%. Let's check the other one. It's only about 80%. So currently in the lead is Roll1 Esports, and backing off from this fight is Fabre on that Greymane. He needs to tap, and this gives time for Roll1 Esports to put some damage onto Arthas. He's now below 50% health as well, and you got to be careful here, because Zad on this Garrosh, he's going to look to flip you back into his team if he gets the right target. The stuns have been pretty good, and there's a good route by Malfurion, not able to secure Fabre, but Tracer still staying on it. Garrosh gonna miss a stun. The toss though, Big Wiz being thrown back into the team of Roll1. All members from both teams getting low now. The recall from Tracer gonna save her health, but there it is, a Dark Flight from Greymane, gonna secure the first kill of the game. That's on to Tracer, but also falling was the Arthas. Zad still in this fight up against this Johanna. The action is not stopping, but Johanna is unstoppable, walking away, gonna get back to her well, reset, and get ready for the halftime phase of this Immortal fight, Lucky.
Wow, so we saw a trading on kills, and what's interesting is Roll1 took that 45. Big Beard is in the top lane. Big Beard has just been pushing. So it looks like it was a better trade, because Roll1 is about half level lead, but I don't know if he wants to come down and start burning this. I mean, a half level is not worth giving up the objective, in my opinion.
This is really close, but Greymane is gonna win it along with Li Ming. So Game Freaks picking up the first Immortal of the game. They're looking for globes, and there's Zad on the Garage once again, getting the flip that time onto Arthas. Not gonna do enough damage. The Pulse Bomb also gonna miss, so it's gonna be a retreat. Get ready for this Immortal. It's gonna be pushing down the bottom lane, but let's check out top, because this is Greymane not... Oh, I thought he was about to jump on that Malthael. Instead, they're gonna send all 5 down. No, Greymane choosing to go back up, but yeah, let's keep an eye here on this bot lane though. This Immortal pushing through. There's a throw over the wall, and it is not down. Johanna in trouble. Big Wiz gonna fall. The sidewall not able to be killed in time to let her escape. So another kill picked up for Roll1 Esports. They are now up 2-1 in kills, and this is Zombie Chris now in trouble with Tracer nearby. There's just no way Arthas gets out of that. So picking up 2 kills in the defense up against the Immortal. Wonderful play there by Roll1 Esports. Let's peek up top. We got Big Beard still going up against that Greymane since the Immortal phase. I think that might have been the missing piece for Game Freaks in that Immortal push, was that ranged pressure that Greymane can give, and also the dive potential if he needs to get in and finish off a kill. He's just one of the best heroes in the game right now. He's able to do so much. He's versatile. He's got the poke, he's got the sustain, and he has the finishing ability to get the kills.
And I do agree there. I would have liked to see Li Ming top lane just to soak up the waves, pretty much soak XP, keep it even, and have Greymane siege, because Greymane does an immense amount of structural damage, especially if he's got a mortar behind him. Looks like Arthas is going to be in the top lane.
Oh, there's Garrosh at 22 health, able to escape with a Malfurion heal, and Sechel taking the grunt of another pulse bomb from Tracer. He lives, takes his tap, back in the fight now as Sechel. And this is back and forth in terms of damage. Both teams very steady. Let's actually take a look at the hero damage numbers currently. Almost tied are the Li Ming and the Tracer at about 13,000 hero damage. And of course, leading the way on the siege by a huge margin in the top lane is that Malthael.
Yeah, Malthael also did. He sacked going to the objective for the first time, so he was pushing that entire time. So he's going to have that XP lead, and as well as the siege.
So they opted their Roll1 to take their bruisers. It's going to be pushing down the bot lane, but it did give Game Freaks plenty of time to get started during the first phase of this Immortal phase there. They push the halftime and have a huge lead, and now they're picking up their own bruiser camp, which is giving opportunity for Roll1 to set up in a defensive position. Here's Zombie Chris looking the flank. Don't forget, the ultimates are almost online here for Roll1. They might try to wait it out because Malthael's in that top lane soaking it right now. And
yeah,
I think
Game Freaks are kind of in a time choke. So right now, Roll1 has hit 10. So I think Game Freaks is pretty close to level 10 too. So they should just wait it out, try and soak, and get their 10s as well.
And that's what Game Freaks is doing right now in the bot lane. You have Greymane here with Lucio, and Johanna was nearby. They're soaking up 10. Now it's online. Ultimates have been selected. Let's go back to the talent screen here. We got Sound Barrier, we have Wave of Force, Bless Shield, and Go for the Throat from the Greymane. So we'll see what sort of action is going to happen here. There's Zad looking for an engage with the Garrosh. Not going to happen. Johanna going to get a huge pull in there with her W. And this is now Arthas being thrown back with last rites dropping down from Malthael. That's a kill for Roll1 Esports, giving them plenty of time now. Oh, and a huge stun from Garrosh. Is he able to finish off Fabre? No. Oh, and they get a counter kill onto that Garrosh. This is just all out war. Lucio now chasing along with Li Ming, picking up another kill there onto Malfurion. So I gotta give credit to that last little fight. It was all Game Freaks picking up all the kills there. And you even had Big Wiz doing a little defense on their own Immortal too.
And it's funny because Roll1, they secured the first kill on the Arthas, and Arthas is really kind of the big front line. He's even tankier than Johanna in some aspects with once he's got his ulti out. But it looked like Game Freaks just came back and got the better trade. There's a big flip onto the Arthas in follow-up taunt with Malfurion Root and they secure the kill on the Arthas.
All right, sorry, I had to fix your volume. Apparently OBS's volume in my Windows meter was a little bit low, but Lucky should be audible at this point, and it looks like this is going to be a defense of the Immortal successfully, but the fort will fall. But Game Freaks, they're backing off. They don't want to get anything further. They got their objective. They wanted that fort. They got that fort, and a rotation now coming to the bot lane. It's Big Beard, who could be in trouble with this Greymane. In the vent, just waiting. Can he find Big Beard? They ping the bush. Do they see him in the bush? Not yet. The blind from Johanna did not reveal it.
Sneaks out, and Malthael's got Pill Horse on for his level 1, so he's got extra amount of move speed. And it looks like he's just scouting for his team. Zaz looking for a throw. He spots the Johanna, but he cannot get there in time.
So Khazra Camp gonna be able to be easily secured here by Roll1 Esports. I don't think Johanna wants to go in here. She's going to check it out. And I think Li Ming and Lucio and Greymane going to join. This could be a 4-on-4 fight for this Khazra camp. And it's actually 5-on-4, I'm sorry, because you have Malthael here as well. They give it up. They know Arthas is in the top. They don't want to do anything crazy, especially before this Immortal phase is going to spawn very soon for them. So they're just going to go ahead, clear away this Khazra camp in the bot lane, let Arthas do what he can in the top. and wait it out. 13's almost online for both teams, and Big Wiz leading the way on Johanna. He wants to make sure that this Greymane has, especially right there, running wild, so he's gonna have plenty of extra engaged space mixed in with that Blessed Shield, and this could be it. There it is, Tracer. Blessed Shield falling heavy from Johanna, and it was a perfect engage from the Greymane as well. And what a Twilight Dream. All the members from Game Freaks in this bot lane were affected by that. The barrier from Sichel gonna add some shielding to his team, but Li Ming on the backside still low health, and the Johanna as well. I'd love to see them get out of here. Fabre, he's trying to run. Big Wiz gotta get out of there, and they do. Wow, I'm actually surprised no one fell there. And we do have
really close, really close. What happened was, see, the Tracer is their finisher. So, and since Lunara didn't go leaping strikes, she can't really finish, you know, anyone who's low. Li Ming got maybe 10% health, but you had the Lunara who can't really step up, because if Lunara steps up, she'll just get dove on by Greymane. She'll get blinded, condemned. So it was really close. Malfurion had a really nice Twilight Dream. He silenced, I think, all 4 members in the bottom lane, but they just could not get the follow-up kills. That even had a nice throw onto the fort, but Greymane just rolls out with his Dark Flight.
So getting the first jump once again is Game Freaks. They're already getting their Immortal down past the 75% health mark. Now it's about 60%, and there you go, 50% picked up for Game Freaks right away. And the one for Roll1 Esports is about 75%, so a good 25% lead here. They're gonna opt to pick up their bruisers once again during this phase between the halftime. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on the top lane that's already pushed out very close to the wall. But let's keep an eye on this action in the middle, because Zad trying to engage once again on that Garrosh. He gets the flip onto Arthas, but Arthas is very sturdy. There's a pulse bomb going to hit him. There's a last right's going to be comboed with it, and that's a dead Arthas. A wonderful combination of last rights and a pulse bomb with the percentage damage from the Tracer, picking up a huge kill. During this Immortal phase. It was wonderfully played.
Synchronization. You know what? And it's funny, I was thinking about this before when I saw the level 10s. I was thinking to myself, Last Rites and Pulse Bomb, those are going to be an insane amount of finishing power. I mean, like, that's like having like a go for the throat with like triple damage.
Oh, this Johanna just got flipped into an Immortal stun. The roots came down from tops on the Malfurion, able to secure yet another kill on another tank, and this is Mayog being chased down by Tracer. Oh, gets away with 100 health. The recall bomb's not enough, and now MJ Doom, you are in trouble, my friend. Tracer gonna fall. So a little bit of an overextension there from the Tracer, trying to pick up that kill. Wasn't successful, cost her her own life, and it's gonna cost her team this Immortal, because now you got the Greymane in Worgen form along with Arthas, gonna pick it up. This is a half shield on this third Immortal? Second? I think it's third.
I think it's
the third. Yeah, we had one in the top, we had one in the bottom. This is now the third, also going to be in the bottom. So we see the Arthas getting the top lane soaked. They're looking for 13. Malthael has to rotate down. He has to be clearing this Immortal along with his team. He's one of the best on their team. Instead, they're going to leave the Malthael top. So I personally, for me, I'd like to see the Malthael down here in defense.
Absolutely. Another time where you want to maximize the value of your hero. Malthael should be in the bottom end. Tracer should just be letting the waves crash in the top just to match the soak. But it looks like Malthael's going to be against their attempts. This is a very healthy Immortal still. Shield's almost gone, but it's got full health.
They get the sidewall down this time. Big Wiz escaping, but the Twilight Dream gonna hit. Silence on the 2 members. It's the Greymane, but the barrier from Lucio gonna save his team. The shielding once again coming in clutch. This is now pushing on through this keep hard. Lucky this Immortal still very healthy, along with that Worgen form Greymane, and they're picking up kills. Li Ming getting resets. Garrosh and Tracer, the only 2 left in defense. This Immortal still healthy, about 75% health. It's pushing on to the core. Zach on that Garrosh, he's low. He's gonna tap as well, get a lot of health back. He still has his armor, but Tracer not gonna be nearly enough, and that was just insane. The Illusion Master Calamity build coming through, knocking out the Garrosh and knocking out the core is Game Freaks here in game number 1.
game number one heavy-handedly. I think Game Freaks took all three Immortals.
Yeah, yes, all three Immortals, and surprisingly to me, because I thought the Lunara with the Malthael could have been it with the Tracer and the Harass, but we didn't really see enough setup for the Tracer to get safe. You saw the one time she chased away the Leeming there at the end. It wasn't quite enough to get there, but I mean, it was just really well played. We didn't even have the Immortal Burn picked up from Lunara, which is another thing that could have helped them a bit. But game number one is just going to go over to Game Freaks. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back for game number two, and it's going to be on Tomb of the Spider Queen. All right, so here we are in game number 2. This is Tomb of the Spider Queen between Roll1 Esports and Game Freaks. And in game 1 on Battlefield of Eternity, we saw the Game Freaks turn into absolute freaks with that Li Ming. And it was just insane what they were able to do, picking up kills left and right. Lucky joining me again for game number 2. What's up, my friend?
Li Ming was popping off, man. Highest damage, highest kill. I mean, when Li Ming can get high damage and secure the kills, you know you got that Li Ming popping off, getting those resets, boy.
So right away, once again, the Game Freak's gonna ban out that Shimada in the name of Genji. Thoughts on Genji? You are my Genji player, Lucky.
I think he's good on this map if you have someone to take care of the wave clear in the mid top. He's got decent wave clear at 4 when you talent into it. He can kind of put the wave down to like half health. I'm only seeing the Hanzo ban.
Yeah, they swapped it to Hanzo at the last second there. They said, hey, we're cool. Maybe we take a Genji ourselves. Let's just ban out Hanzo and make them ban out the Genji. So we will see what happens here for Roll1 Esports if they are going to keep up the trend of not letting these two brothers join in this NGS fun here in week 6. But I do not mind that Hanzo ban at all because he's wonderful at clearing out the boss. If they want to take that, they can get it very swiftly. He's also pretty good at clearing out the spiders that are coming down your lane, more so than his brother Genji. So a scary pick. Instead, this could be a target ban, and it's Chromie going to be banned away.
Chromie, maybe Game Freaks want to do like a little Gul'dan Oriole action or something. Gul'dan is a pretty good mage on this map just because his wave clear is very good, provides like what I was saying before, just can kind of take the wave clear between the lanes mid and top just on his shoulders and say, okay guys, I got the wave clear, we can flex out to whatever the hell we need now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Chromie is a very dangerous pick. We see a lot of teams that specialize. They have a player on their team that specializes in that Chromie play. And in the right hands, Chromie is one of the scariest mages in the game because of her combo potential. She just can 100-0 a lot of squishy targets. And especially if you want to go with that Gul'dan like you mentioned or a similar hero, it's something you don't want to have to go against. They do pick up the Lucio once again. I believe they had it in game 1. So second time we're going to see them with the Lucio. And on the other side, it's brand new heroes to this matchup. It is Jaina and ETC who can combo together a Mosh Pit and a Ring of Frost. So a lot of lockdown coming from Roll1 Esports here in game number 2.
It's pretty good wave clear. Jaina comes with her Blizzard, can take out a wave just with that one ability. And then it's also good for, if ETC gets a slide, you throw a cone of cold and a blizzard right underneath that target. It's a lot of damage for whoever's, even if it's a tank or if it's not a tank. So that's good kill pressure and that's good wave clear between those two picks.
Once again, 2 more familiar heroes to this Game Freak side. It's Johanna, we saw in game number 1, and the Greymane. I mentioned it earlier. I really love Greymane currently in the meta. He's just insane. He's always been good. Even after his rework, taking away his cocktail talent at 4, I still think he's great. He's got a lot, again, of the poke, sustain, finishing. He's a little bit of everything. Greymane is just a great hero, and I love seeing him picked up before this ban phase.
Picked up with Johanna too. So my Div A team in the second season, we like to run a lot of JoJo Greymane because what you do is it's just a combo of the Condemn cocktail, and it's pretty much instant wave clear between those 2 heroes. So you have good rotational wave clear between the mid and top lane between your tank and your assassin. Like you said too, Greymane is just a jack of all trades right now. He is the S tier hero in this meta.
Sonya gonna be banned away by Roll1 Esports. I think she's one of the better heroes right now in the solo lane. One of my favorites to play for regen in that solo lane. I definitely agree. Securing that bot lane for your team is gonna help you a lot in this matchup. Making sure you win the bot lane is going to set up a lot of potential for the 4-man to push out and be more aggressive, because they're going to have to put an extra body in the bottom to deal with you. So I don't know. Maybe they're going to take the Malthael again. He's still available. I think he's pretty good on this map. He can clear out the spiders pretty well. Maybe that's what they want to go for. Sonya is one of those heroes that's like, it should be favorable for Malthael, but in the right hands, Sonya, I think, can trade somewhat favorably if she plays it right. If the Malthael overextends, but maybe it won't be a Malthael. There's a lot of heroes still left for that bottom lane. This is game 2 of a week 6 matchup that has not too much on the line, so I'm hoping to see some fun picks come out here after this ban phase. We do now see the Genji getting banned away, so they didn't ban it earlier, they ban it out now. Both Shamadas not able to be played here in game number 2 on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Interesting ban on this. I'm still looking at this Sonya ban. It's a bit suspect. I don't know why you would ban out the Sonya. Okay, there it is. It's because they want to run maybe. Okay, they could run Naz in the solo, or they could have Naz in the mid-top rotation. The Sonya ban makes a lot more sense now if they want to have Naz in the solo, because Sonya Whirlwind just crushes. You can't. It's just Sonya literally sustains off of a zombie wall. It literally makes her more sustainy. So I was a little suspect of the ban, especially if they want to run a Malthael, because really, if you plan on taking the Malthael, you want to go against Sonya. It's pretty much an easy win. You'll dominate the Sonya because she's got the high health bars,
Yeah, absolutely.
and you have a better sustain. So I think good ban if they're going to have an Azebo in the solo lane.
So just got a little insight from the chat from Sloggett. Thanks for joining us tonight, by the way. And it says Beard on Jaina can be good times for them. So apparently their ranged player Beard loves that Jaina. So this could be a lot of fun if the Jaina is able to do what she wants to do. And in the right hands, Jaina is a very scary hero for Roll1 Esports if they can play it well.
This round.
Another hero we saw in game number 1 from Game Freaks, Li Ming. This time, instead of Arthas, we're gonna see Blaze dropping down into the Nexus. That fire bat gonna be probably in the bot lane, I would assume. So this could be an opportunity for Roll1 to get the matchup they want up against that 420 Blaze, as Zombie Chris just said there. I think I like the pick. He's cool. He's got the engage, obviously, but he also has versatility. Lucky, he's able to join up in the fight with that extra engage. That Johanna has a decent kit for it, but I think Blaze is just really going to amplify what she has, especially along with Lucio able to chase down stuff. But again, we have 2 options for him with his ultimate. Is he going to take the combustion, or are we going to see that amazing talent bunker that could do a whole lot of fun around, especially around those turn-in points for them?
The Bunkerino, man, the Bunkerino. I was not a believer at first, but I have been. HGC has proved me wrong. Okay, and we got Leo as the last pick. So we're going to have a tank. We're going to have the Blaze versus the Leo, I think, in the solo lane bottom.
I think that should favor Leo. If he's hitting Spooky Hand, it should do enough, especially on that high health target of Blaze to win the lane. He's got great clear of his own. I think that's probably one of the better picks they could have selected there. I really like that out of Roll1 Esports. So heading in to game number 2, currently winning this set, it is a best of 2 set, is Game Freaks 1-0 after they picked up the victory in game number 1 on Battlefield of Eternity. Again, this is Tomb of the Spider Queen. So we're going to be looking for a lot of heavy rotations between the mid and top lanes for the 4-mans from each team. And that bottom lane fight is so important. Who can win it? And you got to give it up to this Leoric right now. I really like how he's going to trade into Blaze. And of course, he has his trait, which is going to keep him right in the fight and able to get right back in there if he does actually fall.
I do like the Leoric pick. I agree with you. I think Leoric should win this solo lane matchup. And Zad was the, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Zad was the Garrosh player for Roll1 in the last match.
That's correct, yeah.
He did a good job he did a very good job on Garrosh, in my opinion. So mechanically, I think he's got the mechanics to land the Spooky Hand, just because from what I was watching on the Garrosh. So if he's just got to make sure he lands those boogie hands, and he is obviously he's lined up to go in that bottom lane. But I'll let you count or name the players once again.
So on the left-hand side is Roll1 Esports. We mentioned Zad in the bot lane on Leoric. He's all gold with that treasure golem as well. We got Big Beard, as mentioned by our main man Sloggett in chat, playing Jaina. Waneba going to play that Nazebo, looking to rotate and get stacks early. You have the Stukov played by Toffs, and rounding it out on the tank this time is MJ Doom, moving from Tracer over to ETC.
Game Freaks once again, our tank player Big Wiz on the Johanna. We have Sicho on the Lucio, Fabre once again on the Greymane, Mayag again on that Li Ming popping off, and in the solo lane we got the Blaze on Zombie Chris.
All right, so wave clear already being won, surprisingly so, by Game Freaks. They're able to get that mid wave down before Roll1 Esports was able to with the Jaina. But after this first rotation now, it's Nazebo and the Jaina able to clear it out quickly. And this is going to be now a split up team for Game Freaks. They're leaving Johanna towards that middle side. She's going to get a condemn in on that wave, but this is a 3v4 in the favor of Roll1 up top. If they want to take the engage with the ETC, they opt not to. So everything's going to get cleared away. One little gem going to be left up in top. Sichel taking the grunt of that blizzard there. Let's take a quick look at talents. We have new habits being selected by the Blaze. So that's going to be as unstoppable if he picks up globes. This time we do see Accelerando once again, and the Force Armor coming out from Li-Ming. On the opposite side, we do not see that Lurking Arm build. We see the Fetid Touch coming down from Stukov, as well as Felty unto death from the Leoric. So that's going to help a lot with his self-sustain as long as he sticks in the waves. We have Spider build from Nazebo and a Block Party from the ETC, which could be a lot of fun.
And we see in the bottom lane, so what we predicted is kind of transpiring. Zad is almost bullying out this Blaze, and like you said, his sustain is even better now with his level 1 with his Filthy unto death, because every time those minions are dying, he's just getting more and more health back and mana. So he's gonna just be able to spam his spells. He's gonna get his life back, and he's doing work in that bottom lane now.
So in the 4-man rotation, again, I think this is really favoring Game Freaks with the cocktails coming out from Greymane. He's going to go into the Eyes in the Dark at level 4 to get a little bit of escapability, at least. He'll get that in the form of a stealth every time he disengages from Worgen form. 15 gems being turned in now by Big Wiz on that Johanna. So currently, the gem count in favor of Game Freaks, 15-0. But you do have 33 still on hand for Roll1 if they're able to push through. And I really, like we keep mentioning, if this bot lane holds the way it is, I think the rest of this top side is going to really turn around in the favor of Roll1 eventually. A huge slide onto Johanna. She goes unstoppable with her Iron Skin. She's going to condemn in 3 for the Greymane, and that flight in. Not going to do enough to get the Jaina down, but they are able to push him back and make them use some taps here. Jaina doesn't have it available yet. She's really low on mana. She's going to have to either go back or tap here soon because she can't get off another combo. So the rotations are just going to continue out of Game Freaks. They're full health, jumping onto a Nazebo. A huge boop there by Lucio. Able to get Nazebo far enough back for the Greymane to stay in, as well as the Li-Ming once again on Mayog. Picking up the first blood of the game. It's Game Freaks and more gems being turned in. About 16 more now. They're at 31 total. They have the rest on hand if they can find them, but it's going to have to be Blaze getting in because he's holding on to 17 as Zombie Chris in the bot lane.
Yeah, and you know what? It's Game Freaks, since they have the Johanna and the Greymane, they're not going to run into issues with wave clearing with mana, and Jaina is pretty much the main wave clear for Roll1. So she kind of didn't have enough mana, and then they had to stay top, and Naz was just middle by himself. And they just said, you know, if you're going to be here by yourself, and we have our 4-man, we're going to put a lot of pressure on you. And they just blew them up.
So let's take a look at this hero damage. Currently, it's Li-Ming leading the way at almost 12,000 hero damage. And then, of course, you have this Leoric in the bot lane just absolutely destroying Blaze for the past 5 minutes there. And I don't expect that to change anytime soon. Roll1 just needs to figure out how to get these gems turned in. Currently, ETC holding on to a ton. You see Mayog and Big Wiz trying to get in another 6. They're still going to be short. They're still waiting on Blaze to make his way to the turn in. And now he's at the top side. Looking to click him in here is Zombie Chris. I don't think anything's going to stop this outside of that Nazebo Spider, and it's not going to be able to be thrown. First Web Weaver's fallen for the red team. It is the Game Freaks.
Zod has taken the whole wall down bottom, and Zombie Chris, you know, I actually applaud him for just rolling out of the bottom lane. He's just, if he stayed down there, he's not going to get the turn in, and he's actually in threat of losing all those gems. But he did the safe play, he turned in his gems, and now you have Game Freaks for having the first turn in. So good job, good decision making in that department.
Yeah, gave up a little bit of siege damage to the Leoric, able to get that wall down in the towers. But with the spiders falling down, he's now able to really put the pressure back. But Zad's not having any of it. I got eyes here on this bot lane, and Zad is not scared. He's sitting in these waves with that Felty, and he's just absorbing all of those minions' health and mana, keeping him so sturdy up against the Blaze.
He is dominating that bottom lane, but you know what? It's good for the Blaze that his team is dominating the top lane, because Game Freaks is just running all over the top and mid rotation. The gray main Johanna is just controlling the wave clear, and it's letting Li Ming freely poke onto Roll1 Esports. Look at Li Ming, she's just popping off, throwing orbs and magic missiles wherever she wants. She doesn't have to use any abilities on the wave. It's just taken care of by the Johanna and the Grey Main.
And I love the potential from Li Ming with those missiles, able to delay out 30 gems being turned in by MJ Doom on ETC. That's going to really help a lot going into this game, especially up against a team that I don't think has nearly as much poke and mobility as Game Freaks has with this Mayog. And this is going to be an engage onto this Leoric. For the first time in the game, Zad could be in trouble. He just got stunned there by the Blaze, and another one's coming out, but there's a huge ring. Gonna secure a kill on Lucio. The bunker not in time, and a stage dive coming in on top of it. MJ Doom landing it big with a power slide as well. There you see the Li Ming Mayog gonna fall. A triple kill for Roll1 Esports, back in this game with a vengeance, and right away headed to the turn-in is Roll1, dropping down some spiders. Zad lives, the team lives. It's a 3-for-0, and this game just opened up.
Game Freaks just lost a ton of gems. I'm not sure who dropped it, but one of their gem banks just dropped a whole lot of gems, and you hate to see it happen, but it happened. And now there's a counter turn-in by Roll1, and it looks like they're pushing. They're going to push us hard. They are already postured top lane. They are putting a ton of damage. Li Ming putting a lot of counter damage on the on the Stukov. Got to be careful, but they don't care. They are just they're pressed up on this way. Nice BTC slide on the Blaze. You got another bunker.
He tried to hop out of the bunker to get the barrier, but he didn't in time. There's a huge blessed shield from Big Wiz, able to make sure Blaze lives.
Banner, yeah.
But that's a huge fight in favor of Roll1 in terms of damage with this spider. It's still at 50% health, and they're still sieging away on this fort. It's gonna drop. There's another ring hitting onto three members, along with the silence from Stukov, and now a stage dive again from ETC. MJ Doom showing up with that stage dive. It's
Big Beard.
Twice.
Big Beard is carrying this.
Yeah, the combos, I thought it was going to be a mosh pit during draft, but now seeing it and the way MJ Doom is able to do it, the stage dive is doing so much work for them. MJ Doom showing flexibility. We saw in game one, it was a tracer. Right now, it's an ETC, and I'm loving what I'm seeing out of him playing this cow.
The cow is something to be feared. Oh, they're trying to catch Jane on the retreat. ETC though, he's in proper position to make sure his squishy gets out. And I like this. This is what I like to see. I like to see when you have teams coordinating and making sure, even on the retreat, you know, we got to make sure your tank is peeling for your squishies. And it looks like they're trying to turn another turn in. MJ Doom's gonna drop his 30. Nice, very nice double turn in for Roll1 Esports. This is what they needed. Was a big turning. The momentum, the bottom,
the silence, the root, the blizzard. Johanna backing off with Iron Shield, Iron Skin, and it's a utility you need in defense up against these spiders, and that's going to go on, I think, a 15-20 second cooldown. So Johanna's going to have to sip, get back in the fight, and not have one of her most valuable resources available for this counter engage. And this spider is now up against this fort, super low health, and this is going to be dropping right away. And I'd love to see the rotation head back up to that top side for Roll1 Esports. Instead, no, there they go. They're gonna stay here on this mid wall. It looks like MJ Doom gonna power slide and hit no one. There's the Iron Skin once again. The Blizzard on top of it with a zombie wall. Not gonna do too much damage to Blizz because of that Iron Skin. But I think this is gonna be another wall down. This is gonna be a threatening onto the first keep of the game. This spider is sitting at about 45% health. Zad up front on the Leoric, draining away. Big whiz on that Johanna. MJ Doom playing safe, waiting for the proper engage with this team. I'd love to see the combo again. The Blizzard, is it gonna fall? Is the stage dive gonna follow? This is the moment if it's gonna happen. Stepping forward is Big Beard, looking for it. Not gonna pull the trigger, but I didn't have it on camera. Zad just picked off the Johanna. So this could be 2 and 3 keeps falling because the spiders are still on all the lanes. The top's already fallen, the bottom's fallen, the mid is fallen. All three taken within 10 seconds. And now here's the Blizzard rooting into the barriers coming down. But the Blaze with the bunker able to keep some heroes alive, and the counter kill comes out on Stukov. Big Beard on Jaina having to retreat. Zad's into trouble in between 4 members. MJ Doom as well getting jumped on by the Worgen form. And the Lucio falling there. Zad's not afraid at all.
And the Martian on him. He just marched right on that Lucio.
Naz, what are you doing? Naz, why? Okay, so I'm not too upset. They lost a couple at the end there, Roll1, but they did secure 3 of the keeps, all 3 down, and now Catapult's gonna be pressuring every lane for the rest of the game. Nothing they can do about it. You mentioned it earlier too, Lucky, the kills that they had. They lost what here in America we call a metric ass ton of gems. And the only thing playing in their favor is that these catapults are keeping the lanes pushed onto their side of the map where they're going to be able to get some gems back, but they have a huge hill to climb, and they have to keep an eye on that boss because now it's a win condition for Roll1.
Oh yeah, no, I mean they're structurally it's a bad spot for Game Freaks because they need a huge play, and I mean like huge play. They need multiple turn-ins is the problem because Roll1 has all of their first tier forts up, all of them. So you got to get down the first tier force, then you got to get down the second tier. And it looks like Roll1's going for this boss. They snuck over. Lucio's maybe gonna come out and peek, but he can't peek himself. He can't. Johanna's gonna go and they're gonna sniff this out. But
Johanna is in Iron Skin pop. There's her spinning hammers coming out, and Big Wiz, the Condemned, gonna have to be thrown. She's standing on the point with a barrier from Lucio. MJ Doom's the one that's got to die, but he uses a stage dive as well as that. Ring of Frost once again. Jaina, Big Beard, you are doing work today, son, on that Jaina. Picking up the kills they needed, but 2 come out on the other side. Zombie Chris gonna fall as well, so 3 kills gonna be picked up by Roll1. They have the boss.
Mayog gets the counter kill.
Holy shit! Mayog keeping them alive. Can they get back and kill
Look at the bottom lane. Look at the bottom lane,
boss. Oh, yeah, you're right. There's 3 catapults in bot lane. The shielding already down. The boss on the core.
2018 win-ins, baby.
This could be it. You have the Nazebo jumping forward. He's waiting to drop his zombie. Does he still have it? No, it's on cooldown. You got Stukov there, and it's just enough to pick up game number 2. This is going to be an even split for Roll1 Esports and the Game Freaks.
Jeez, I wish we had a game 3, to be honest. This was a very hype set.
Maybe these teams want a game 3. Maybe they'll do it for the fun. Nothing on the line.
That's true. That is true. You could ask him.
Nonetheless, though, we talked about it. It eventually happened. It was Zad leading the way in every category on the Leoric up against Blaze in the bot lane. They were losing early game, but once the tide started to turn with him winning that lane so favorably, the whole map just opened up. Literally, all the keeps went down within 10 seconds of each other, maybe even 5 seconds. It was super fast. The was it just the one turn in was really all. A second turn in was what they needed. They got back-to-back turn ins. And I got to give my MVP over to Leoric for just how well he did up against Blaze, but not to be not mentioned is Big Beard on Jaina and MJ Doom on that ETC. The way they were able to combo the Blizzard along with the stage dive, it was lit, to say the least, up against a Blaze.
Yes. It was just the wombo was way too much. Even with Blaze's bunker, it was just too much to deal with. The wombos were landed perfectly. Those rings hit like 3 to 4 people each and every single time they came out. You didn't see one of those, it wasn't a typical quick match Jaina where she throws it out and, hits one person or half a person or 0 people. She was catching multiple people, 3 to 4 every time it came out. And then she's pairing it up. She's throwing her Blizzard over the ring. So very, very nicely done by Big Beard and whoever in Twitch chat called it out. Maybe that's just that one trick, Big Beard with the one trick, just putting rings on everyone's face, throwing rings on it,
Sometimes one trick is all you need. Picking up the split is Roll1 Esports there in game number 2 up against Game Freaks. That was their last match of the season. This is season 3 NGS play, and starting next week is going to be the Division B West playoffs. And let's highlight a couple of those teams moving forward really quick. Let me pull up the scoreboard. All right, so from Div B West is your absolute favorite, only dropping 1 map so far on the season, is Amazing. In the number 2 spot currently, things may change this week, but right now it is Dank Team sitting steady with 17 points. They've locked up a spot in the playoffs. And then still fighting for position are 3 teams. You have Divine 9, Drop Dead Gorgeous, and Lurk Patrol NA, all within 1 point of each other. Currently in the lead is Divine 9 and Drop Dead Gorgeous, 1 point ahead of Lurk Patrol. But anything could happen here in week 6 because looking at the schedule, you have Lurk Patrol going up against Team Conflict, a very scary team here in Division B West with the likes of Rexpa. It loves to play that Chromie, which we saw banned out earlier tonight. You got Drop Dead Gorgeous going up against Subject to Change, which is one of the weaker teams in this division. But the one match you have to watch, and that is very scary for Divine 9, is their match up against Amazing. And that's the one you want to watch this week, because if Amazing keeps the pedal on the metal, you're going to see Divine 9 potentially drop out of their playoff spot that they're currently holding. And it's going to be a fun one, Lucky. I'm going to try to tune into that one, especially because there's a lot on the line for these teams.
Lots of good matches. Lots of quality matches brought by NGS. NGS props to the league for doing such a great job. And I've heard, whispers that, next season is going to be the biggest season, close to 100 teams. So lots of exciting things going on.
NGS is here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are here to stay. Throw a follow on this channel if you want to see more NGS action, or if you just want to hang out with Murda anytime you want. I stream as much as I can. Currently sitting around, I think, 510 or so followers, but you hit that
Mr. Popular over here.
You hit that follow button now, and you are part of the team. Thank you everyone for stopping in tonight. Thank you again to these teams that played, and especially to my co-caster, So Lucky, coming through once again with the co-cast. And any signing off words for you?
Nope. Thanks for everyone who enjoyed the cast between me and Murda, and have a good night.